Hey time travelers, I wanted to show you some really ridiculous stuff I found on eBay while trying to find new parts for my mining computer. You see, I built it in 2017 and mining gets more difficult gradually as time goes by, and I wanted to bring it back up to a good, hash rate, as it's called, like it was back in 2017. You just got to see some of these few funny things I've seen all over eBay while trying to find these parts. So this first one is this GTX 1080, EVGA for the win model. Looks good. Look at the picture, blah, blah, blah. Okay, the guy's got a lot of good pictures. Oh, and it's got RGB on it. That's nice to know. And you scroll it down, look at the description, blah, blah, blah. Only video card, no box, yeah. We'll ship in anti-static bag with plenty of cushion. Condition is used. I was assuming you would ship it in an anti-static bag with plenty of cushion. If you don't, it'll get damaged. I'll send it back, silly person. And before we go any further into the video, if you like this video, go ahead and like it now. I know it's a little weird asking you early in a video, but the thing is, YouTube algorithm likes it if you click it earlier. So there you go. All right, next one. This is a silly thing. And he's selling this thing for $389, and at the time, this particular model card was going for $250. But this isn't really the graphics card, or is it? Yeah, it is. It's a graphics card inside of this weird thing, and it's a very niche product. And he's selling it for a huge markup. Very good condition with light sings of use signs. AMD RX 580 chipset. Well, duh. You just have to leave that out. The kind of memory it has, you're talking about, oh, the cable's important because you need that cable for what this thing is. I'll tell you in a second. Carrying bag, you'll see. It's dumb. Reason for selling, I upgraded. When you see what it is, either he didn't really upgrade, he thought this thing was stupid and he got rid of it, or he actually upgraded because he realized what he got was a stupid thing and he shouldn't have got. What this thing is, it's a box that holds a graphics card. And if, and only if, your computer has the right cable connection, and your computer has the right drivers installed, and your computer has the right onboard graphics processor to support using an external graphics processor, you can set your laptop down, plug it into this device, plug your monitor into this device, and your laptop will have the GPU power like a desktop computer that you built, but not necessarily the CPU or the RAM power. And your laptop will probably turn into a toaster. Moving on. I almost bought this one because it was listed, $50 cheaper than other RX 580s at the time, but he's only got a stock photo and there's no other photos. So you scroll down and it's like slightly used with box. The box is a tiny bonus, not really. I have stacks of boxes, graphics cards, and you look at this guy and the seller's only got one cell. I emailed him and asked him, got any more pictures of this thing? And also, what kind of RAM does it have, Hynix or Samsung? That's a geek thing about mining cards that are AMD cards. The Samsung ones are more stable. But that's besides the point. He did not respond. So this thing says he's got 5 of them available. He's either a reseller or a miner. And I don't care which one, but tell me more information. Show me some other pictures. This thing's been sitting there, 5 available, at $50 cheaper than other cards that are. Moving on. Looking at this thing, you're probably like, what is that thing, Rob? And dang, that's an expensive price. Ooh, we barely started this video. That is the case for a computer, and in the picture, it's got the power supply and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 video cards in it. But this price doesn't include the video cards. And here's the first problem I see. You've got 8 video cards with like a few millimeters of space in between them. These things cook. It's 40 degrees outside my house right now, and it's 74 degrees inside. Those numbers are Fahrenheit, okay? And I've got my mining machine running. And that's why it's 74 degrees inside the house, because that mining machine is running. So if you run 8 of them crammed next to each other, they're cooking each other. So that's bad news. And you've got this weird, who knows what brand power supply in there. So you look at the actual other pictures, and there's a motherboard, weird motherboard. 8 slots for graphics cards. A CPU in there, I presume. That looks like RAM sitting in there, I guess. I don't know what kind. Next picture, that's what it looks like from the backside, so you can see what his booty looks like. Oh, booty! And there's what his booty looks like with pants on. Oh, booty! Take the pants off. Looks like that. And there's the front side. Okay. Looks like fans. So it does come with the power supply. It might be a good one. And it comes with... Alright, that's a turn off for me. That is an M.2 SSD, which means it's going to use one of the PCI lanes from the CPU. But then again, this motherboard only has 8 CPUs, and if you get the right CPU, it's got enough lanes for that. But people have to know that. People have to know. And it's got a picture of the RAM, okay, whatever. Scroll down, let's look at this. Oh, that's a lot of blah blah. But when you figure it out, for that price, it's just a case, a power supply, RAM, SSD, CPU. $1,800. All right, off the top of my head, my mining case was $100. CPU was $100. RAM was 80, so it's 280. My SSD was 60. So 340. And then a power supply was 600. So 940. And then a second power supply, because I need a second power supply if you want to run 8 cards, but you don't need 1,000 watt again, because the first one was 1,000 watt. I'm not even going to finish doing the math. It barely goes over half of what this price is. This is ridiculous! Why are you charging $800? Moving on. This item is out of stock. This is one of these crazy ones. If you look really close, it says, to shop with confidence, buy from Newegg. So Newegg, yes, they sell some of their stuff on eBay. Don't ask me why. And this one, since it's in my watch list, I get notifications every now and again. Don't miss out on this item! And I'm like, oh sweet, it's available. And I tap it, I'm like, this item is sold out. Why? Because, frack you, mother derper, they're telling me. Derp, derp, derper, haha, you don't have a buying bot. You can't buy this within 3 milliseconds of it becoming available. Ha ha ha. Trying to troll me because people have these bots. And I can't have this card for $409, which is an actual reasonable price for this particular model. Then I stumbled on this and I'm like, what? What is this motherboard? It's only got one actual for real slot, and then it's got like uber number of USB things for graphics cards to get plugged in. And you have to plug in 3 power supplies? That doesn't hurt my brain, but it hurts my soul. You know? How do I mount the power supplies to the mining case? Because my mining case was designed for 12 cards, but it only came with hardware to mount 1 power supply to it, so I had to finagle and figure out a way to mount a second one. It just... It looks like an amazing motherboard, though. Let's look at the price. $200 US? Ooh, that's actually reasonable. And I look at it and I think, should I get one? Where would I put it? How hot would it be in my house? How cold would I have to set my window ACs to? And then I was just like, I don't want to think about it anymore. Ah! All right, let's look at this card. GTX 1660 Super Ventus. Winning bid, that's a lot. But that's what they're running for these days, even on Buy It Nows. Look at the pictures. Okay, okay. Looking decent, looking decent. Let's go down to the description. Featuring concurrent execution of floating point and integer Wait. Did this just guy copy paste from the product page? Get game ready performance with the rivals, the GTX 1070 and the latest games with the GeForce GTX 1660 Ti and 1660. Yes, he did. He's not telling me the current status. All he says is GPU runs like new. His status says GPU runs like new. What? Huh? Well, let's just sarcasm say I was looking for a GPU that ran like old. Back in my day, I used to run like new. Moving on to this one. Condition used, and look at it. What am I looking at? Oh, let's click this and see. Am I looking at a room with pillars? Oh, it's inside the case, and he took a picture of this computer case instead of taking it out. Taking the card out of the computer to take pictures of the card. showing that he's ready to sell it. No, he's not ready to sell it because it's still in the computer. So I emailed this guy. I'm like, can you put up more pictures? So he put up more pictures. This is what it looks like. Well, it's a mini card, one. So it's built-in cooler. The GPU is smaller, so it's going to get hotter while you run it. Also, it's a blower style. What you need is what's called an open shroud. It doesn't really show it, but an open shroud is kind of like this one, where the sides are open. So the fan is right here, sucking air up this way, and the air comes out the sides. The blower style, it's hard to see, but it sucks in the air, and then the air blows out these holes in the back. And you get like 11 degrees hotter in Celsius. Your card cannot go over 80 degrees Celsius for a sustained period of time, because if you do, the solder between the GPU and the circuit board will crack. This is just regular physics, guys. And he wants to sell it for $425, which is what other GTX 1660 Supers are going for. You know, that's only $30 more. So he needs to give a bigger discount if he wants to get rid of that one. All right, moving on to this one. ASRock H110 Pro BTC Plus box plus manual plus install CD only. This is actually the motherboard I have, but he's just selling the box, the book, the IO shield, and the disc. Derp. All right, this one is a Gigabyte P106, whatever, no video outputs. This is basically the equivalent of a GTX 1060 that came out in 2017, but it was a special one used just for mining. So you look at the picture and it won't let me zoom in, so copy image address, paste that in the address bar. See how fast I did that? Because I'm clever. Look, there's nowhere to plug in a video cable, because when you're mining, you're not actually plugging the card into a monitor. You're just plugging it in and it does calculations. The problem is, see, at the time, GTX 1060s were also going for $300. So let's put in GTX 1060 6GB. Those are bids. Let's hit the buy it now. $400, $379. I've got a couple of these, $380. So that's a good price, but you see that one's got the blower style I was talking about, where it blows out the back, so that's why they're selling that one cheaper. At the time, all the 1060s were selling for $300, and he's selling this one with no outputs. Give us a discount, because that's really hard to sell again later on when mining isn't popular. You should be selling that at a cheaper price, because later on when Ethereum isn't valued at that much, you won't be able to sell that to a gamer. Now here's an FXX R80 Black Edition. Scroll down, it says, condition is used, shipped with USPS priority mail, tested and cleaned, comes with all the packaging and accessories. Reapplied thermal paste, so temp should be great. Stop! Stop! You reapplied the thermal paste. So you took the shroud off, right? And then you took the cooler off. And you mucked around inside. Don't want. Thanks. And now for the coup de grace. Now before we get into it, if you like this content, please comment below and give me a subscribe, because it really helps out the channel. Commenting and subscribing also help the algorithm. Thanks a lot. All right, onto this weird thing that's $5,000. And it says 660 mega hashes a second Ethereum mining rig. Read item description. Blah, blah, blah. 12 Radeon RX 5700 XTs. So he's like, just finished building and testing and mining for 2 months with no issues. 100% stable. I had to move and I will be able to set this up at my new place. See receipt photo from Best Buy showing date which the video cards were purchased. All right, there's a couple red flags in this thing, and I'll show them to you, but see if you can see them on your own. You will be mining at a hash rate of 660 mega hashes Ethereum. Payment crypto only. You can send him Ethereum at this address, or send him Bitcoin at this address. And then in red text, waiting payment for 10 minutes, don't waste time with PayPal, blah, blah, blah. $5,000 price is not negotiable. And then he gives you all the specs so you know what parts he's using. That's cool. But let's look at his pictures. Okay, I see 12 cards. I see power supplies not mounted to the mining rig like they're supposed to be. All precariously dangling. You could just bump the table and it'd fall off. Derp. Okay, there's another picture. All right, here, let's check this out. So he's got each card running at 52.8 mega hashes. And you're like, I don't know what that means. I'm going to show you what that means. Hold on. I forgot to open this earlier. Okay. This is a spreadsheet I made for tracking the profitability of different mining cards. And he's running 52.5, 52.4, down here 52.8. That's what they call the mega hashes that that particular card can do. So, you know, each card is listed there. And 54.28, so I calculated at 91 watts. And he's running them 123 watts each. So he didn't do any overclocking or undervolting on any of these cards at all. Because if you overclock the 5700 XT, you can get it up to 55 and undervolt it down to 110 watts. And then if you customize the BIOS on a 5700 XT, you can get 58 mega hashes per second. So that's my first red flag. Scammer. He built a system, or he found somebody else's pictures of a system. Moving on to the next picture. He's got a receipt here that, for all I know, he photoshopped. October 25, 2020, and he bought 12 cards at a time. If this is a real receipt from Best Buy, it says Best Buy order details at the top. But if it's real, it proves that Best Buy is not limiting one card per customer. Because I had limits back in 2017. One of my cards I got from Best Buy, I had a limit. And I got a different one from Amazon and a different one from Newegg. And I did not buy them all on the same day. I spread it out because I'm not a jerk. I'm not a freaking fracking dirtface stealing all the cards from all the people who want to play video games. I mean, why would I? All right, the next picture, stock photo, lame, weird, what's it thing. Maybe a power button, restart button that you plug into the thingy, what's it, to restart the computer. And that's all the pictures. And then I find the final number 3. Red flag. 3 available. 2 sold in 1 hour. So he started this listing with 5 available, but he said that just finished building, testing, and mining for 2 months. He built 5 of these things? No, what I think it is that he sells it, he takes the person's Ethereum or Bitcoin, doesn't deliver, and then the person can't dispute it because they didn't actually pay them with the eBay app, because eBay doesn't have a place to pay the person with Ethereum or Bitcoin yet. So they can dispute and say the person never paid. Well, that's it for my rant on these random freaking graphics cards and other thingy whatsits that you need for mining. Comment below what you thought was funny. If you got any tips or thoughts or any random things, because you've heard about this, that, or anything, let's have a conversation in the comments below. And thanks for watching. I've been Robert Gene. Here's some other videos to watch. And you can subscribe over here. And you can talk to me over here if you want to on one of these platforms. I'll be seeing you in future videos and all that. So here's my end screen. I don't know what else to say. And for some reason I feel like making the end awkward. So see you later. Awkwardness.